it's just very important that people see the stakes.
Yeah.
$500 trillion with $10 to $20 trillion. I do agree with the idea. And I think that ultimately it's anchored in the laws of thermodynamics. The whole premise that is required for the universe to function is conservation of energy. First you have to have the existence of energy, and then you have to have the conservation of energy. And in the Bible, the first thing we remember is God says, "Let there be light." Right. So everything starts with the deity pointing out that in the absence of light, which is energy, there is no life. Darkness is the absence of energy. So energy is fundamental, but conservation of energy is what makes the universe rational. It's what makes it work. And I think Jeff Booth is pointing out that, right? The idea of scarcity of money is the same as saying, if money is conservative, then everything else will be conservative. And if I have a dozen eggs and I take the eggs away and I replace it with a sheet of paper or a text message, and I send you a text message saying, "This is good for a dozen eggs." Now I've created a coupon, but I don't have a commodity anymore. Now the problem is you might forward the text message to 1 million of your friends, and now you have 1 million text messages that are all coupons, but you don't have the eggs that equal the coupons, right? And so that's an example of non-conservative money, right? Money without energy is credit. Commodities without energy are coupons. In cyberspace, an object without energy is an image, and there's no energy to back it. It lacks credibility. And if you have a cyber persona and there's no energy that backs it, again, you lack credibility. So the energy itself is what creates cost to a copy, and having a cost to a copy is what creates scarcity. And if there is no cost to a copy, right? If we come back to that example of I want to go to a party, and I've got one ticket, and then I email the one ticket to 10,000 friends. The first friend gets into the party, and the next 9,999 friends, either A, they all get into the party, and the party collapses in chaos, right? Because now you've got 10,000 people in a room that holds 200 people, and the fire marshal, the coupon gets redeemed 10,000 times against a single commodity. And the other possibility is the person running the party is competent, and they only let the first person in because they're scanning, and they deny the next 9,999 people. And then what you have is chaos at the door, 9,999 people that are just mad they couldn't get in, and kind of a breakdown in civilization, because now people all go crazy, right? They all literally go crazy because they think they had the coupon to get into the party, but they didn't. And so when I apply that to a coupon for food, a coupon for energy, a coupon for access, etc., then what you've got is an example of everyone plunged into chaos, right? Nothing has any credibility anymore. So I think, Booth says, if money is the ultimate coupon, if I want to guarantee that that it'll be scarce, then I inject energy into each coupon, right? That's the equivalent of 21 million gold coins. It's not perfect, but it's energy infused, so there's some expense to it, so it's credible. But if I want to make it perfect, then I have to come up with a decentralized ledger or Bitcoin type system where it's not just 21 million gold coins, it's 21 million Bitcoin, and no one can mine any more Bitcoin no matter how much energy they expend. So in that case, I go from digital coupon when I have no energy to digital commodity when I have energy. And if I want to become digital scarcity, I have to have a digital protocol or scarcity protocol that the energy circulates within. You didn't cap the Bitcoin at 21 million and you didn't have the halvings, right? The difficulty adjustment controls the rate at which the 21 million coins come out. It says they have to take it until the year 2140. But the halvings asymptotically approach 21 million. And what they say is that we exponentially decrease the amount of Bitcoin that get produced until we get to 21 million. And then we stop producing anymore. So the real genius of Bitcoin there is you haven't created a coupon. You haven't even created a digital commodity. You've created a digital scarcity due to the protocol. And the digital scarcity created absolute scarcity that's fixed. And because you created an absolute fixed scarcity, you created the perfect money and the ideal investment asset. Now people can start to act rationally. The other half of the observation is if the money is totally not scarce, if I can produce, there is no method for storing and rationally allocating energy across time and space. So he's pointing that out. But that economic metaphor that can be applied in cyberspace. There is the same thing happens. In essence, you have a collapse of civility and security and credibility in cyberspace on YouTube or Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. You can also apply it as a biological metaphor. If I suck all the oxygen out of your blood, or if I just open up one of your arteries and your blood pressure goes to zero, and you can also apply, so you're bleeding to death. Right, and that's also an example of an energy collapse. And of course, you have an energy collapse if I go into a room maybe I go into a school and the school is in the Arctic and it's 68 degrees and everybody's kind of studying and cooperating and working well with each other, and they're very efficient. And they're working in the lab and they're doing things and they're constructing things and writing books and poems and playing music. And then I cranked the temperature down to 50. The person that was actually composing the symphony is now just kind of jumping up and down to try to keep from freezing to death. And then the kids are fighting with each other over whether, who gets the clothes or who gets the blanket. When I cranked the temperature down to 28 degrees, there's no teaching, there's no creating, there's no joy. The only thing you're doing is attempting to avoid freezing to death. And in the midst, there's a lot of fighting, right? You close the door, I want to burn your desk. You'll burn the room down. Why didn't you give me your lighter? You're too close to me, get closer. All sorts of crazy insanity. All of these systems all collapse because the energy and the fluid lapses. It's an energy lapse. And so I think classic Austrian economics says you need hard money in order to solve the coincidence of wants and in order to trade, across domains, through space and through time. I have to have hard money, and hard money is simply efficient energy circulation. I need a fluid that moves through the system, right? That's no different than what you need. And if I want to break it, I either remove the fluid or I put a defect in the circulatory system. And generally, the result is a breakdown of cooperation, a breakdown of trust, a breakdown of credibility, a breakdown of patience. How do I do anything that takes 4 years, right, if I have enough oxygen for 1 year?
Mhm.
How do I do anything that takes 3 months if I have enough oxygen for 3 minutes? So the only way that I get something sophisticated done that requires extraordinary cooperation is I have to have a long enough time horizon, and I have to have an efficient means of cooperation. And money is critical technology for that, but really money is just energy. And
Michael,
we can talk about money, but we should kind of just always take it back to the creation of the universe, right? Which is everything works naturally because of conservation of energy, the existence of energy and matter.